Hello, everybody. We are back with another interview with another podcast babe author. I am so excited about these Monday night IG lives leading up to our big meeting, our big launch that we are having on October 18th. You are not going to want to miss this because on October 18th, we are going to have keynote speakers. We are going to have interviews. We are going to have bonus gifts. We are going to have tips, tricks, all the things that you need to turn your pain into power, baby. So let's get rocking and rolling. Let me see where my next podcast babe is. There she is. Hello, everybody. I see all the podcast babes on. Thank you for coming and supporting us. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
So good. So good to see you, Pam.
So good to see you. This is fabulous. I'm so excited.
I know,
So great.
me too.
Violet was phenomenal. She's such a natural. She was great.
Absolutely.
Great.
So here we have, can you pronounce your last name for me? Pamela
Martorana.
Martorana. I thought I had it right, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I know you as Pam from the book club.
Exactly. Pam from the book club. Yep, but no.
Yes. So that's where Pam and I met. We met in a book club, and I had created a book club, and then we kind of all invited each other, and friends invited friends, and so it became this beautiful thing. And you were always talking about writing and all these like workshops that you were going to. This is like your thing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I had invited you into the podcast babes community. And so when this idea came up for the anthology, I'm like, Pam is going to be perfect to help lead this. So you have been on the leadership team and really have been extremely instrumental in helping to make this happen, and also in the editing process and putting together the flow. Pam also wrote the blurbs. In between the chapters, we have some really great quotes and like the narrator's voice that kind of ties everything together. So that's all you, babe.
Thank you. I loved it. I loved every moment of the process. It's been a great journey for sure.
Yes, it really has been so much fun, and you have been such a key person in all of it. So I just want to thank you so much for all your help and your kindness and your generosity in helping us.
My pleasure. I've loved every moment of it. It's been such an amazing journey and a beautiful group of women, and really it all came together perfectly.
Absolutely. So good. And so when I read your chapter, I don't want to give too much away about the chapter, but you have a really cool chapter because it talks about, I think, something that a lot of us experience. And so within your chapter, I could definitely see a lot of like my own family dynamics within that chapter. And so I just wanted to ask you, you know, within that chapter, and I think I know some of the moments, or even leading up to your chapter, was there a moment where you started to feel your pain starting to shift into power? And if you could just kind of like take us there, like what was that like to start to shift into power?
Absolutely. And really the power came from letting go of my shame. Because once I was able to release the shame, then I realized I had power in my voice, I had power in my message. And some of the great writers out there, from Brene Brown, Ben Pasteloff, they talk about shame and how we all have it. It's universal. It's non-discriminatory, so it affects us all, but it's what we do with it. And I realized that once I would release the shame that was connected to me as a little girl, me not feeling loved, there was power behind that.
Ooh. I absolutely love that. I completely agree. I think that one of my best, what would you call it, insights, one of my best takeaways is completely about how you shift, how you look at things, right?
Yes.
And if I were to kind of look at your chapter, that's what I would have guessed too, where it's just like, for me, when I look at family dynamics, where I start taking my power back is recognizing similar insights like that you had, where it's like, you know what, this is what happened to my mom. This is what happened to my dad. This is what happened to my uncle, right? And
Mm-hmm.
even if you sometimes don't know the whole story, you can start putting together some of the puzzle pieces and recognizing how family stuff kind of gets passed down from generation to generation.
Absolutely. So
Right?
family legacies get handed down, family traditions, family myths, they all get carried from one, they get pulled forward. That's why some family trees are so very strong. But sometimes we have to take a look back and say, okay, is this really serving us? And if so, what role does it play in our life? And does that have to be my story and my narrative? And no, it doesn't. And then what do you do with it once you have all that information? So for me, it was really, a situation that occurred in my family, 12 years ago, that was really what I thought I was starting to write about. But it was only after I came back from one of my writers' retreats with Anne Lamott and read Bird by Bird. And Anne said, write about your childhood. Just put it all on the page. And when I did that deep dive, I realized, well, my root wasn't in the event of 12 years ago. My root was in the event that occurred in my father's life when he was 8 years old, and how
Yes.
that affected me. So there's that generational piece, and we pull it forward, and it affects us. It
Yeah.
does. It's part of our imprint.
I could not agree more. I always talk about it in my coaching. Sometimes I call it generational curses, or you can call it a generational cycle, whatever you want to call it. It's something that gets passed down, and we don't even realize it because it can get expressed differently. And it's up to us. What I like to call women like us or people like us, like they're the curse breakers, the cycle
Right.
changers,
Right.
right?
The cycle breakers, and you can call us anything, the game changers.
Yes.
The legacy ends with us because we're going to create a new story. We're going to use our energy, our voice, our power to then begin a new narrative.
Yes.
And it can end right there. So families all have cycles to them. I mean, there's tons of work out there on family systems, family dynamics. And, as a therapist, I've studied this, and we are all victim to it because this is what happens. There are cycles, and how do we break the cycle? And what does that look like? For sure.
Yes. Absolutely. This reminds me of some of the teachings of Tony Robbins, right?
1,000%.
Right? So
Which
what
is where actually we met. We were all in Dallas together, and then you started Podcast Babes, and then our book club, and here we are, all students of Tony, talking about taking our power, 100%.
exactly. And what he talks about, one of his teachings is that, you want to have three major skills, which is pattern recognition, pattern utilization, and then pattern creation. And I think what I hear you saying is like as a cycle breaker, step one is recognize that there's patterns, right? Then use it by shifting yourself, your inner world, by looking at it differently, and then create a new one, right?
100%. And really, what are we also saying, Kat? It's about being aware, but also showing up and being okay with being vulnerable to take a look at that pattern and how it's affected us. So we have to put our sword down. We have to stop fighting. We have to be honest. We have to take a look and then also accept that this was not our fault. This is not something we have done. We are born into systems, and being able to be aware of, I don't have to continue this. I can be the change maker. I can be that person. 1,000%.
I could not agree more. One of my favorite sayings is, it may not be your fault, but it is your responsibility, right? So it
Mhm.
may not be your fault that something happened to you. It may not be your fault that a tragedy happened. It may not be your fault that some kind of injustice is going on, but it's your responsibility to figure out how you are going to respond to it.
Well, the
Right?
only thing, right, we know the only thing that we can control in life, and I have this thing, I always say I'm in recovery for control, former control freak. I'm now in recovery. Because it's true, and that'll be one of my books that I write one day. But, the only thing we truly can control is our emotions, our reactions, and how we show up in response to something. I can't control you. I can't control the next person, but I can control me and how I show up. And that makes
Yes.
all the difference in the world. It also takes the burden off of us. I don't want to be responsible for you, nor do I want you to be responsible for me. I'll own my stuff. I want agency over my life.
That's good. That's really good.
Thank
That's juicy stuff, baby.
you. More to come, girl. More to come. You know it.
Yes,
Yes.
that's amazing.
I'm telling
So
you.
in writing about all this, because this is so juicy and this is such, it's personal, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot to excavate, and you're talking about yourself, you're talking about family. Was there any resistance that came up in your writing process?
See, that's the thing. Because I experienced no resistance, I knew it was right. It was my time. When someone looked at me, and she's in the book, I mentioned her in this chapter, and she said to me, we were talking about family estrangement, and she said, you should write a book on that. My gut answer was, I'm going to. I will. There was no self-doubt. It was pure self-confidence, and it just felt right. So, no, I didn't experience resistance. It was, I can do this. I'm going to take this on.
I love that. I love that. I definitely, you know, sometimes, you know, there definitely were a lot of authors that had resistance, myself included. But I also feel like what you're saying, there have been times in my life when it's just been such a gut instinct yes that you just
Right.
know, right?
Yeah, not
And
looking back. It feels right. And I say I'm in alignment, total and complete alignment. It was the right thing to do at the right time, and you follow it.
I love that. And it shows in how you have been interacting as a podcast babe with myself. Like anytime that I talk with you, you're like, I'm a yes and I'm a top of the world and I'm
That's
feeling
right.
so good. Like it's
Exactly.
just it's in your energy. So I love that so
Oh,
much.
thank you, thank you. It's been an amazing journey to be a part of this. I've loved every step of the way. I mean, last week I was in Italy, and we're sending all the emails back and forth. We're talking, and that's the beauty of the project, the fluidity of it. It was perfect.
I mean, I have to give you that too. You were literally, we're going to, I mean, how, this is alignment though, right?
Yes,
You were
exactly.
going into a writer's retreat in Italy. And I love how you were just so supportive throughout the whole thing. You're like, of course I can read it. I'll wake up early. Of course I will. Like, I'll wake up early and I'll read these chapters and I'll
Exactly.
edit them. It's all good.
Yeah.
So it was,
And we got it done. It was all done, and we did it. And that was the beauty of it. Yes,
yes,
yes.
absolutely. So good. So, since getting your chapter out there, right, since getting your voice out, and I know that this is something that you've been wanting to do for a long time, and I know that this chapter is a start to, you know, a beautiful new other book that I'm sure is coming soon, right? But how does it feel? Has it shifted in anything inside of you now that you've actually gotten your chapter out?
You know, it feels really good. It makes me feel even more confident. And it's also so confirming and validating that this is right, that this is what I should be doing, because it really flowed. Like I said, I didn't experience any resistance. And it just felt like, you know what? Yes, this is my path. This is what I should be doing. So it was very confirming.
I
So, yeah,
love that so
it's
much.
energizing for me. I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's go.
And when you were writing, did you have any like rituals or routines or anything that you did when you were writing?
Yeah. So when I write, I always have a candle burning because one of my favorite authors, Adriana Trajani, said every time she writes, she has a scent that goes with the book. So I'd be up in my office and I would have candle going. So that was always my one thing. And I always have a giant glass of water with me because I'm forever drinking water. And I'm really specific with pens. I really need like the pen I want to work with and write with because I'm a longhand writer. I don't type. So everything gets written out, and I have my special journal for my estrangement project. So there were a couple of rituals along the way for sure.
I love that. Me too. I have to write by hand also.
Yes.
I
No.
am such a like I'm one of those people that was like born on the cusp, right? Like I'm part millennial, part like Gen
Oh
X.
yeah.
So it's like I can't always do the typing thing. Like I need to
No.
write things out and get it into my mind. I need to have my calendar written out. I then put
Exactly.
things into electronics, but it's just
Yeah.
like I need to have that kinesthetic thing happen.
Yes. And there's really from the brain to our hand, there's a direct connection. So it flows very differently. And I have to write out everything longhand. Christmas night, I broke my right hand. I'm a righty. So I started writing with my left hand. And all of a sudden, my writing sounded different. What I was writing is different. I showed up my Thursday night. I'm in a writing class with Terry Tate every Thursday night. And she said to me, "How are you doing this?" And I said, "I'm writing with my left hand." And she said, "It sounds different." She said, "Keep doing it." So now I write with my left hand. And it's a totally different brain download that I'm working on all of these essays, which is probably going to be the next book I actually put out, because it was a completely different experience.
I absolutely love that. They say that there's a lot of research
Yes,
that
different
shows
side of
that,
my brain, for sure, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it shows like when you use your opposite hand for things like that, it creates new
yeah,
neural pathways. And I remember when that happened, like talking
yes,
about it in the book club and how
mhm,
like
yeah.
things just started magically like happening differently for you. So I think that that's also part of the like life is happening for you, not to you kind of
Oh,
thing, right?
100%. I used that, and I was like, you know what? I have to find the silver lining in this. If I can't write with my right hand, I'll write with my left. Let's see how this goes. And it was the greatest gift, because now I have a book of essays that I'm working on, just everyday words that were coming to me, and here it is. And it was just a beautiful creation, and I just had to go with it, for
That's
sure.
amazing. I love that part of the story.
It was so crazy. I was like, what? But I had to write. I had to write for work, but I had to write to create. So I have another hand. Might as well use it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So tell us, what do you want your readers to do next once they read your chapter?
Well, the people that it really speaks to, I want them to understand they're not alone. So on their estrangement journey, wherever that might be, that there is a community out there. And if they would like to participate in the project, they can get in touch with me, and the contact will be there for sure. Because it really is an epidemic, the amount of estrangement that's happening. So I would want them first to understand that they have support, they have community, they are loved, they are worthy, and reach out if you want to be a part of it, or reach out if you want help finding resources and connection.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Ah, this has been an amazing journey for sure. Loved every bit of it. And I look forward to being out there, you and me. We're going to find those book tours. We're going to be out there with our book. We're going to be doing our speaking engagements. We are not done. We are
Yes.
not done.
Yes. Pam is from Jersey. I'm from New York. So watch out.
Oh, here we come.
Because
Yes,
we're
the
coming to a
tri-state
book tour
area.
near you.
Yes, for sure, for sure. Here we come. Yes.
I love
Loved
it.
it. Ah,
Thank you
loved
so
it.
much, Pam. And if you want to hear more about Pam and hear her story, you want to join in on October 18th, where we are going to go deeper into our stories. We're going to go deeper into tips, tricks, strategies to help you turn your pain into power, baby. So go register. Link is in the bio.
Yes. Come see us. Absolutely. Mwah.
Yes,
Love
yes.
you,
Love you,
Kat.
babe.
Love you, babe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. So welcome.
Bye, my love. And stay
Bye.
tuned because we have another author.
We're ready.
All right. Bye,
Bye
love.
bye.